Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Honk honk, everyone. Guys, I have such a fun episode for you today. I'm actually recording this in real time. Happy Monday. Recording this on Monday morning, so it's going to go up a little bit later than it normally does, but that's okay. I hope you're having the best day. And so I'm going to be talking best of social media today. I had a lot of you guys send me stuff over the weekend that cracked me up. So I just want to spend some time on that and take a look. I did see the photo of William with the puppies. We'll talk about that and so much more. What Hank and Skank are up to. Oh my goodness. Talk about all of that. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, leave me comments. It helps YouTube recommend my videos. Now, just a reminder, in case you don't know, I do have my second channel, Goose Adventures, where I have challenged everybody to a steps challenge this week. So if you're not participating and you want to, jump on over, watch my latest video, and I'll explain it. But yeah, it's a steps challenge week. So if you're participating, be sure to get your steps in and we'll talk about it at the end of the week. But in the meantime, let's talk Harry and Meghan and what's up with those two. Guys, I have to start off with this one. Let's have a laugh, right? Let's kick the week off right. Kylie posted this, memes by Kai, said, the couple that plays together stays together. Now, in case you missed it, Meghan had posted this ridiculous photo of herself in the yellow dress, once again barefoot. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know who she thinks she's fooling. I'm just fun. I'm a good time. Look at me on the swing. I said before, there is no way she lets those kids play on that swing. There's no way. That's mommy's swing for photographs. But yeah, Kylie went ahead and fixed it, and I can zoom in and show you. There you go. Yep, nightmare fuel. Absolute nightmare fuel, but that made me laugh so much. There you go. Yeah, Harold and Fraud on the swing together. I don't think they do anything together, let alone swing together. So there's that. Oh, that's funny. I love this picture so much. Like, I keep giggling about it. Mary Lee says that picture of her appears she is performing again. It jars one. Middle-aged woman playing young princess that she never was. Yeah, tell her squad that because they seem to get confused. They seem to think I always see them call her Princess Meghan. It's like, no, that's not how that works. But oh, this picture will never not be funny to me. All right, continuing on. Let's talk about this. Royal B posted this and said, just when I think you can trust Eugenie to be true to King Charles and William and trustworthy enough not to be spilling the royal tea to H&M, this pops up. So this was Eugenie at, and I always get made fun of, I don't think I say her name exactly right. You know who I'm talking about. The York sister at Royal Ascot with Misha. I definitely don't say her last name right. No, you know who I'm talking about. Meghan Markle's bestie. How cozy. Okay, back to reality. She's a spy for H&M. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of tend to think the same thing. Honestly, I've been upfront. I don't really care about the York sisters so much. I don't really know much there, but the things I've heard is that I think it was Eugenie especially, not overly nice to Catherine. I mean, you can let me know in the comments if you feel the same, if you feel differently, it's fine. I just haven't heard the nicest things, and I wonder if you have, or if you think that is the case. It is interesting to see this, and obviously, Harold and Fraud keep in the loop somehow. I'm sure they have people that are still over there, but I wonder if this has something to do with it as well. All right. And then this person says, Duchess Marmalade says, is Misha still a friend of Meghan's? Haven't heard of her in Meghan's circle for some time. Looks like she's making the same choice as Eugenie to stay close to aristocratic and royal British circles. And maybe that's the case. The last that I can think of is Misha got married in Italy, I believe it was. And so we did see Harold and Fraud at that wedding. Fraud wore this awful, like, see-through black, like, frilly number with rhinestones all over it. I'm sure it cost more than my car, and I kept thinking, "Why? Why?" I think that every time she wears everything, though. Like, why? Why would anybody do that? Why would you wear that? Make that make sense. You can't. And then Del Hoffman says, What have I been saying over and over? Never gonna trust a York ever. I think I fall into this camp. Maybe you can correct me. Is Beatrice the same? I think Beatrice is maybe a little friendlier is what I've heard, but not heard great things about Eugenie. One time I did a story, it was a long time ago, on Eugenie and how she had like a competing podcast episode go up or something and blew Megan's out of the water, something like that. And a lot of people said, "Oh no, you don't." Basically, like, "No, we don't support her either." I was like, "Oh, okay, good to know. Just fill me in." I'm usually the last to know. Julia Edwards says, "I'll always remember how disrespectful she and Beatrice acted toward Catherine, even to the point of barging into her outside a church where they all had just attended a service. Was it Christmas Day service? I did not know about this. Fill me in. Do we know about this? Tell me where to look, and I'll make a whole video on it. I just wanna know. Tell me everything." What? That's awful if that's the case. Um, to which Royal B said, "Yes, I remember that. Eugenie kinda shoved Catherine as she went by." I mean, if that's the case, that's pretty crappy. What did they wanna marry their cousin? They're just jealous? I mean, what's going on there? That's weird. Anyway. Crazy Days and Nights. So this is the blind gossip. So I always enjoy these, but you have to take them with a grain of salt, you know. And it says, so the illiterate one, Meghan Markle, maybe alliteration, is releasing her booze on the birthday of her mother-in-law, who died because of a drunk driver. On the anniversary of her death, maybe she could offer some sort of code for 10% off. So, the part that throws me a little bit is the anniversary of her death. It's her birthday, July 1st. It's not the anniversary of her death, but I don't know what year was that? What was it? 90 wait, I was in high school. But I can pull it. But, is it some sort of, like, milestone I don't know. Regardless, I think it's sick to do it on her birthday. I think it's sick I was saying before, like who was I talking to? I think it was Dylan. When I was recording with Dylan, I was like, "Dylan, if a girl you were seeing," and hi, Dylan's mom, because I know Dylan's mom is sometimes here in the comments. Um, you know, if a girl you were seeing said, "When's your mom's birthday? I'd like to launch my business," even just on your mom's birthday, I find that weird. And then add in layers where his mom has passed away in horrible circumstances, and then add in the alcohol of it all, it really gets, I don't know how to say, disturbing, right? It's why I wrote gentle health. It's like mental health stuff. It really kind of freaks me out a little bit, but yeah, let's read some comments under this because they're pretty funny. Caroline says despicable. That's kind of how I feel too. My first thought, and Dylan had pointed this out, is something like, and Dylan, of course, was winning communications. He had pointed out something like, she's very he and I both said she very much knew it was Diana's birthday. I wonder if she thought about the layer of awfulness. Now, I'm not standing up for Megan. If she'd thought about it, she would have done it anyway. I just wonder. I would like to know, how much did she think about? And why didn't Harold say something? Like, did she just not tell him anything? Like, "Hey, yeah, I'm launching this July 1st, your mom's birthday." Is he just totally in the dark? Probably that. Because otherwise, wouldn't he say, hon?" Maybe he's so stupid he didn't think about it. Gilly says, one more thing to be ridiculed about, and the hits just keep stacking up. Who in their right mind thought that date was a good idea? That's exactly it. That just tells me she has no team advising her. Not that she'd listen anyway, but let's just pretend for a second she would. Let's pretend for one tiny second it would occur to her, oh, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. She has nobody advising her because there's just that seems low even for Megan. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm giving her too much credit. Tipotech says she is completely psychotic. Yeah, I kind of fall in that camp. And then Joanne posted this picture, which made me laugh. Let me know in the comments. I mean, I never want to just dig on somebody just to dig on them or trash them. So I want to know genuinely. I 100,000,000% believe that she knew it was Diana's birthday. So that I agree with. Do you think that the alcohol thing occurred to her? Let me know that. I mean, is she that diabolical? Probably. I think she's very calculated. I think she definitely has some horrible streaks in her, as we've seen. I don't know if there's a limit too far for her. I just don't know if she thought of this. Let me know. Hmm. EMI says promotional code Diana10. Oh, creepy. All right. Fan of Prince and Princess says Meghan thought she was doing something by relaunching on Prince William's birthday, but nobody cared. Yeah. So if you don't know what we're talking about there, that's when the new products or relaunch happened. So she spent all this time saying, oh no, I'm not going to be restocking my website until 2026. And then again, friend of the show, John Witherspoon came on and we were talking and he explained like he has a background in business as well as being an attorney. And we were both saying this is the dumbest thing you've ever heard. We've ever heard. It's just if you have any momentum at all, stalling that momentum, having a customer base, if you believe she has one, stalling that and being like, okay, I'm just going to pull back and think and see you next year. It doesn't make any sense. There's no way to explain it or justify it. So then after announcing that, what does she do? She turns around and relaunches on the Prince of Wales' birthday. And again, it seems to be a pretty big flop from what I could tell. She's celebrating that it sold out, but as so many of us have pointed out, did it though? Because if she sold, pick an arbitrary number, if she sold 1 million, if she sold 500,000 jars of, I can't even call it jam, spread, she'd be singing that from the rooftops, right? That's all she'd be able to talk about. I sold 1 million. I sold 100,000 in 12 minutes, whatever it was. She would be bragging about that. She's not. It's the same reason. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just my opinion. I have no proof, but it's just the same reason I don't believe the preeclampsia story. She would have been talking about that the whole time. But instead, when her guest talked about having preeclampsia, suddenly Meghan had preeclampsia. It's the same thing with the scrunchie story. I said the same thing. Again, this is my opinion. She's never, that I'm aware of, talked about the scrunchie story. If you don't know what I'm talking about, she talked about recently in that podcast that I listened to with Ermiger. She said something along the lines of she would sew scrunchies in her living room and then sell them to the kids at school. Well, that's the exact same story that the Kitsch founder said, something like that, like sewing scrunchies in her living room and selling them. And that's how she launched her business, which ended up being a very successful business. And I personally don't believe it because we would have heard this story. We've heard that damn dish story 1 million times. She loves to brag about something she did when she was a kid or pretends to have done. You can use your judgment if you think it's real or not. We would have heard this story. So I just don't believe it. Anyway, I don't believe any of this. The relaunch, I think, was a failure. She talked about having new products, but it ended up just being apricot spread. And what was the other thing? Honey. But then even the sugars the mediocre mafia were complaining that the honey wasn't available. Like it was selling out, whatever. It was not available for whatever reason, whether you believe it's sold out or it's just gamed the system. And then she kept talking about wine, but even the wine wasn't available because, again, wait for Diana's birthday. That is the craziest business thing I've ever seen. It's not business. Tatty Bread said, can't believe she's launching her wine on the birthday of Harry's mother, a victim of drunk driving. That I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the gift. That made me laugh. That's how a lot of us are like, wait, what? Duchess Difficult said, wait, she relaunched after she said she wasn't restocking. Exactly. I mean, it's not even that I'm surprised. It's the things that she says and does. They never, ever match up. Never. Words and actions with Harry and Meghan both never match up. Bear Mom says, I see diminishing returns kicking in. I think so too. Every time she launches her crap, progressively fewer and fewer people care. In the end, maybe only her squatties will be paying any attention. which doesn't really count. That's yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I don't think this was a success, in my opinion. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it was a success. It doesn't feel like people care. It doesn't feel like anything. And good luck if she's just depending on the mediocre mafia to buy from her, because I don't think they can usually complete a sentence together. So to put a sentence together. So I don't know if they're old enough to have a credit card yet. So I don't know if they're buying things. Jan posted this, which kind of cracked me up. Let's take a look closely. Um, as usual, apricot wine contents, leftover sold out spread, batch of cheap white wine, only available in the USA. That's pretty funny. I'm sure it'll be some nonsense like that. I like the drawing very much. And then beige from Megan. All right. And then according to Taz, friend of the show, Hong Kong friend, says, is this actually happening? Are South Park creators going to do another Prince and Princess Canada episode? Or are people just playing? So that's the rumblings I keep hearing as well. It's been, I think even maybe, was it Dan Wooten? Somebody reported that that's the case, that they thought pretty strongly. I hope so. I don't like to report on things until I feel pretty confident. I don't know on this one, but one can hope, one can dream, right? I hope so, because that'd be hilarious. Whoever made this, you're brilliant. If it's AI, whatever it is, it's so funny. This picture, I love it. Look at that. Look at me twerking. They gave Harry too much hair, but there you go. Harry should have been pointing at his region because that's what he did in the video. Oh, gross. All right. And then JD Eden says, yes, and they'll have a scene with pillows up Meghan Markle's dress. Scott Clement says, Taz, I hope so. It's time for a new one. I hope so too. I hope so. Hi, Una Pecora, friend of the show, that says, I've heard rumors of this, but South Park never says anything until it drops. So hopefully it'll happen. All Una Pecora, I hope so too. Fingers crossed. One can only hope, right? One can only hope. Liz Cohen said, please let it be true. I hope so too. According to Taz, yeah, I hope so. And then Sarah says, fingers crossed, with the picture of, what was the character's name? Andy, I think, from Parks and Rec. I love it. All right. Oh, and then Belle posted this. Happy birthday, Prince William. So I've seen the photo and we will zoom in and take a look. Don't worry. But I didn't know that. Is Catherine the photographer? That's who Belle is crediting it with. If so, that's amazing. Guys, tell me you've seen this photo. Oh, my ovaries are twitching. Prince William with these puppies. Oh my goodness gracious, look at that. I'm never one that goes, I mean, I appreciate and respect Prince William. I'm never one that's like, oh, he's dreamy. Sometimes he gets dreamy, but I don't know. There's something about this picture, with all due to my lovely Catherine. I'll never disrespect my Catherine, but I'm sure she would appreciate if I say, hello, Prince William. Hello, Prince William. I can all of a sudden curtsy, right? No, you don't. I don't know. Anyway, you don't do that to a guy, do you? You get what I'm saying. Hello, Prince William and the puppies. Oh my goodness. I just want to sit down and pet them. The puppies. I want to pet the puppies. Sheesh. Hello, puppies. Look how cute. Oh my goodness. I want to play with them. Look at those little faces. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments. Hello, puppies. I want to pet the puppies. What? I love Catherine. I'm being respectful. I can just say I really want to pet the puppies. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have to let me know your thoughts on all this. Think about it. Let me know your thoughts on Eugenie. Do we like her? Do we not like her? Let me know your thoughts on petting puppies. Let me know your thoughts on all of it. Let me know if you're doing my steps challenge, because I'm excited. I hit it yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. We got to go out and do that again today. We got this. It's a billion degrees, but we got this. Anyway, Let me know your thoughts on all of it. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel as well as my second channel, Goose Adventure. That's where you can find the Steps Challenge. Thank you guys so much for being here. I want to thank my Patreon members. You guys are the wind beneath my goosey wings. I appreciate you guys so much. I truly do. Thank you for being here and for supporting. If you'd like to become an executive goose or gander, like the lovely, listen to me, I cannot speak this morning, geese and ganders you see on the screen before me, well, let me know. You can join right there on Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. My old name, tons of new content. Check that out. I just started recapping one that I'm really enjoying about the secrets of the Queen's kitchen. And it's about like her meals and what she liked to eat and how the chefs prepared thing and how it worked behind the scenes. And just saw a part where they talk about making 15,000 canapes for a big royal event. It's like, ooh, that's amazing. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on all this. And I hope you guys have the best day. Bye-bye. Okay, they're gone. Hi, how are you? Happy Monday. I'm recording this in real time. So literally right before this goes up, this is me talking to you. Hello. How are you? How was your weekend? Let me know in the comments below. I'm pink today. That's right. I'm girly. Let me know what you think. Try and, try and tease it up a little bit. Very shiny under these lights, huh? My new camera came in. This is not it. I'm not filming with it. I'm looking over where it is. I have no idea how to use it. So I'm going to have to spend a day or two figuring that out, but hopefully later in this week, then I can get that thing up and running. You can see me in 4K. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to let this go here. Let me know your thoughts on all this. I hope you guys have the best day. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Take care. Bye-bye. Do my steps challenge. Let's walk together. Come on, let's get fit. Yeah. Let's pet Prince William.